What it do? It's the Dougherty Show. How is everyone? I'm with Brother Dan. He is on the show today. Brother Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing really well today. How are you?
I'm doing quite extraordinaire. So we got a lot to delve into today. It's been such a wild weekend. Like divisional round was crazy. I just saw the fights on Saturday. That was crazy. Don't forget to subscribe below, everyone. We need those followers and whatnot. Get our following and whatnot. And also be sure to hit it below. Don't forget, guys. But anyways, so some of the stuff that we're going to delve in today is we got Francis Ngannou. We're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers and his kryptonite. Are the Titans the fake number one seed? We got the Rams. Are they the real deal this time? And there was the quarterback of the ages with between Mahomes and Burrow. And lastly, are OT rules bullshit? Like, why can't we use clutch kickers? I don't know. And then lastly, we're going to be talking about the new general manager hire for the Giants and whether or not they're going to keep Danny Dimes. And then we'll do our picks. But we'll get into it first. Francis Ngannou, he came out there and he was getting, I wouldn't say dominated the first two rounds, but it was definitely leaning more towards Surreal Gan's side of things. Excuse me. But then all of a sudden in the third round, Ngannou, I think, realized that and started wrestling him. And Danny, you were in wrestling before. Like, how's it feel like after, people will say a certain thing about you and they're not expecting you to do something, especially in wrestling, and then you just come out there and you put out a hell of a performance and you surprise people? Like, what's that feeling like?
It feels really good because when you get doubted like that from someone, well, you think about it, they're doubting you when they're not the ones out there doing it. It's you against another opponent. So nothing's more gratifying when you beat that opponent and like, hey, I did it all by myself. Nobody was there in my corner, like to help me do it. I had to do it, especially when the odds are against you, especially if that guy might be better than you and you pull out a W. It's very gratifying. It's very rewarding because, hey, you're putting in the work in the room, putting in the work in the weight room or on the track or whatever the case may be, working on your technique or whatever the case may be, fixing your flaws or just getting better at your craft. So when you go out there and you beat someone that should have been beat, or if someone's saying, oh, you're not going to win this time, it's very rewarding, I could say.
Awesome. I was pretty happy. I don't know why, but Ngannou was the underdog going into this fight, according to Vegas. So I put $50 on him and won $111. I was pretty happy about
That
that.
is not bad at all.
Right?
And
And I just feel like if I was smart, man, there was a bet on there for, I think it was plus 1320 or something like that, for Ngannou to win by decision, and he won by unanimous decision. And if I had bet on that, that'd have even more money. Like, that'd have been crazy. But no
and
one
you got to think about it. Wrestling, it's one of the longest tentured sports out there since the Greeks and everything. You know what I mean? So when you think of wrestling, okay, you went back to his old school wrestling mechanics. Where like you got to think, so much body control with that, hand control with that, and if the other guy wasn't that good at wrestling, you get him on the ground or whatever. You get so much different body positionings that he was good at. That could definitely shift a fight like that, especially in the MMA. So that's a big thing. I think very important having a good wrestling background. I know people are like, oh, boxing, kickboxing. I don't know. Wrestling, I think would be. I don't think. I know for a fact that it's one of the most important things you should have in the MMA. And I am not surprised that it got him back and got him that W, just because how important that could be in an actual fight. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I agree. Like, a lot of people coming into this fight just kept saying that he was just a striker and that he didn't have any ground game. So no one expected them to go to the ground. Like, I didn't either. Like, there was a thing on DraftKings that said, "Do you think anyone's going to do any takedowns?" I was like, I don't think there's going to be any takedowns at all. But he surprised me, man.
but obviously he could wrestle, and wouldn't wrestling be a somewhat of a thing for a ground game too?
Yeah,
I
but I
know.
mean, for the longest time though, like, he's just been going and swinging and throwing his hands in there and just hitting people and knocking them out. You know, I mean, I'm sure he's wrestled in the past. I just feel like this fight, he's like, he brought it back. He's like, you know what? This guy's a really good technical fighter. I need to find another way that I could possibly beat him. What is he weak at? And then you can also put to the fact that Gon has not been taken down at all, I think, in his last 8 fights. So, like, maybe he didn't
Good
expect
defense.
he probably just thought, I'm not going to get taken down. He's not even going to try. But he's a much bigger dude.
Well, he showed people what he can do, and he showed people that doubted him and his abilities. Obviously, those last fights, knockout after knockout. So the question's like, when's someone going to go up there and give him an actual fight? So everybody's like, oh, he's just a striker. Yeah, obviously you're going to have that in your mind after he's knocking out so many opponents, one after another. Then it actually comes a fight that it goes in a unanimous decision. Now you're going to see more of his skill sets when he has to be tested to the limit. And I think he showed some people I could do more than just be a striker. Just I haven't had to take it to that extreme yet.
Yep, and he's just perfecting his craft. He can just keep getting better and better. They're having some little issues right now, though. I think the UFC, right before the fight, was going to sue him because I guess his agent was having talks with Jake Paul's agent or something like that about them doing a boxing match or something of the sorts. But Nagano said he didn't know anything about that. And then right now they're having contract disputes. Now that he won that title, he gets 3 more fights, but he doesn't want to get paid the $600,000 that he keeps getting paid for every fight. He wants to get paid more now, and I think he's already turned down $7 million.
Well, obviously, if we've known for a while, UFC fighters don't get paid a lot compared to boxers.
Yep.
And boxing is kind of a dying sport.
In a way, Jake Paul's bringing something back. People are putting some flavor into it.
Yeah, that's not boxing though. That's not old school boxing though. And he's more of an entertainer than an actual fighter. He could fight. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't want to get in the ring with him. I'm not fighting him. I know he could fight, but I'm not talking actual a pro boxer. Yeah,
maybe that's what they need is some entertainment. To bring some life into the sport. Because instead of it just dying, why don't they just let it like alter, make it a new modern type of boxing.
So in that sense, kind of be like the WWE. Kind of
in a way, except
actual fighting
more real, Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I'm sure there's things that could get it rigged and whatnot, but for the most part, you just hope that it's real.
Yeah, in that sense, I guess it'd be good for the sport. But I do agree, MMA fighters should get paid more if they're going out there and doing their thing.
Absolutely.
You can get hurt too. I mean, $600,000, I'd take it. But
I found out something today, dude. They don't even get health insurance.
So when Conor McGregor broke his leg,
all him, he had to pay for that out of pocket. Like that's crazy,
But he's more of a showman now too. So he's probably making more than this fights now.
Yeah, I know, but still, at the same time, I feel like because they're independent contractors, but I still feel like they should be offered some type of insurance inside their contract. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why he's negotiating it. I'm props to Nagano. But moving on, we have Aaron Rodgers and the 49ers. The 49ers seem to be his kryptonite. They have
0-4.
Every single answer for him, and he has no answer for them whatsoever.
0-4 against the 49ers in the playoff. He is. And it's funny because you see these clips of him when he was getting drafted in 2005. Like him, Tom Brady also wanted to be drafted by the 49ers. Big 49er fans, right? So I'm asking Aaron Rodgers, like, how do you feel about the 49ers not drafting? It's going to be one of their biggest mistakes. That's funny because they're 0-4 in the playoffs. Your Packers are 0-4 in the playoffs against the 49ers. So,
yeah,
not really a big mistake on drafting you.
I don't get it, man. Like, I thought this was their year. Like, the only thing I thought that would hinder them, I honestly thought was their special teams because they don't have very good special teams. But
they're the 31st ranked special teams out of 32 teams in the NFL. And guess what? It cost them the game. That 10-point swing.
Yeah, that's teams. But not only that, their offense was really stagnant. I feel like besides the very first drive of the game, that was it. Like, I just feel like it was boring, honestly.
Well, you got to look at it. A.J. Dillon got a fractured rib during the game.
But you still
So
have
they got a
Aaron
game.
Jones.
They use him more as a pass catcher, I feel like.
He can still run through the tackles, man, and he can also bounce to the outside.
Offensive line's not as good as it was in recent years, though.
That's true. And plus, Bakhtiari, what I think is how you say his name, he didn't play that game. And I don't know what happened because he had just played 2 weeks ago in the the season closer, what do you call it? He
Yeah,
played
setbacks probably to his injury.
something
Same thing
happened.
with the Buccaneers. Same thing with the Buccaneers. Injuries play a role on these big teams. You lose something so important on your team, like, hey, it's gonna show up.
What do you think he's going to do? You think Aaron Rodgers is going to retire? You think he's going to come back to the Packers, or you think he's going to the Colts, the Steelers, the Browns?
If I had to pick 3 teams, actually, I might put 4 teams. I think the Giants, the Steelers, Colts, and Broncos.
Why you say
I
the
also have.
Giants?
I don't think they're gonna stay with Danny Dimes.
No.
No, fresh start, new GM, new head coach.
Yeah,
He's not.
but I don't know if he likes the big cities like that. But not only that, like what kind of defense do they have? They don't have a very good defense. I feel like he's gonna want to go somewhere with some good playmakers and a defense. And Denver's got it, Steelers got it, and so do the Colts.
I'd go. My first pick would be the Colts, so their offensive line.
Yeah, Carson Wentz, man. Like I kind of feel bad for him, but then again, I don't. Like I want to win a championship, man. He could be the backup. I don't care, man. Colts are 6th in projected cap space. You know who is like negatives? The
Who?
Packers. They're like negative 40 million in cap space.
Who?
Yeah, so and I don't know if they're going to be able to sign Adams or Rodgers, man. Like that's crazy.
They said they would franchise Devontae Adams a couple of weeks ago. I don't see that happening.
That's if he signs it though. He doesn't have to sign it.
Yeah, but I know if wherever Devontae Adams is going, or Aaron Rodgers is going, Devontae Adams probably would follow suit.
Yeah, more than likely. I feel like he's going to want a long-term contract. I feel like players hate when they get franchise tag because you're just stuck on that team for a season, and that's exactly what
Look,
you pay. There's no negotiation. That's what it
look
is.
at Chris Godwin, franchise tag, blown ACL.
Yeah, now his value is fucked. Yep. That's a prime
Someone will
example.
still pay him. Someone would still pay him high dollar though. A needy receiver team will take that chance.
I think the Bucks might re-sign him again.
Yeah, Tom Brady's retiring though.
Yeah, that's true. But who's going to come to the Bucks then? Do you think that they're just going to flock elsewhere? I don't know. You think Tom Brady's going to retire?
I do.
I don't know. I
I've
think
been
he's going to come
following.
back.
I followed Giselle on Instagram, and she posts a lot of stuff, and it kind of was very cryptic. Like Tom Brady and her kids, like enjoy the rest of your life. Them riding horses off in the sunset together, and doing more like family activities. It's stressing me out. Giselle's
Emotions are
stressing me
running
out.
high. Emotions are
Giselle's
running
stressing me out. I gotta call Giselle. I gotta message her. Stop.
I feel like he'll be back. I know Ben Roethlisberger's retiring, and I think that's crazy. We have like 3 really good quarterbacks retiring that or possibly retiring, but I think Aaron Rodgers is going to come back. I don't think he plans on retiring. I think
Yeah.
he still has more to prove, or he feels like he does. I don't think he's going to go to the Packers because I think he wants to get paid. And I don't think that they can pay him. And I also think that he's ready to win now. So he's going to go to a team that's ready to win now. And maybe we can convince him. But honestly, in my opinion, I think he might go to the Steelers. That's what I would say. Because I saw him winking at Tomlin and all that. I think that him and Tomlin have like a relationship like that where they can get along, and flourish over there in Pittsburgh. And I think he likes those small towns anyways, so but Brady, I think he'll be back next year too as well at 45 years of age. I don't think he's retired. I feel like he just has that drive. You could see it on the field. The fact that he still gets pissed and he's crying on the field when he loses like this, like it just shows you how passionate he is about the game. That's why I still feel like he's going to come back. Because honestly,
They could have won that game. That was a winnable game.
Mm-hmm. But
I guess I was reading online too. The defense, they did an all-out blitz on that Cooper Cup that set up the game-winning field goal. I guess they didn't all get the message in their head.
Yeah, I think he's just bombed it. Yeah. But yeah, like I just feel like 2 of those guys are coming back next year. But we'll see. And if they don't, it's going to be a whole new world with Brady not in, or if Rodgers not in it, that's going to be even crazier. Now, who's the next generation? That's what we're going to be talking about, the next generation of quarterbacks. If all three of those guys are gone, who's the next generation?
Starting to look like Patrick Mahomes is going to be like the second coming of Brady, and I hate that.
Yeah, it's going to be like Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow in the AFC so
And
far.
Josh,
Unless Carson Wentz does flourish into something, which
you know what Josh Allen's reminding me of? Peyton
what
Manning.
was he?
Mahomes is reminding me of Brady. Josh Allen's reminding me of Peyton Manning.
Well, they have similarities, but I just feel like those three quarterbacks. Look at every other AFC quarterback. There's no comparison as to how the talent level drops off. Like those are literally the top three quarterbacks in the AFC, and then there's a huge drop off. In my opinion, I don't think there's anybody else in the AFC that is that good. Not even Justin Herbert. Like I know that he's good, but he's not that good yet. And then you have the NFC, and then the NFC in the playoffs right now. Who's in there right now? Jimmy Garoppolo. There's no Aaron Rodgers anymore. You got Matt Stafford, and then that's it. Like there's really no set quarterback in the NFL right now that's on the NFC side that has like some major go-getters where like they separate themselves from everybody else in the league. They're all kind of on average, above average.
You think Matt Stafford's average, though? I think it's always been underrated.
I think he can definitely hurt your team, but he wins the majority of the time. There's those occasional games where he blows up, where he throws a pick six, and it definitely hurts you. Like it for sure hurts you.
Like I think he's a top tier quarterback who's always been on a shitty team.
I don't know if he's a top tier quarterback as far as Mahomes, Josh Allen, or Joe Burrow level, or even Brady or Rodgers level, because look at the talent level he's got around him right now, and then look what he was just doing in like in Detroit. I mean, he's got 4,000-yard seasons. He's got a bunch of those. That's all they're doing all the time is throwing the ball because they never had no run game. They didn't have a really good defense. Then he comes over here to this team, and he's got a loaded offense and a stacked defense. He already has.
Oh my God, that was like the worst matchup on paper, and everyone's like, "Oh, the Buccaneers are favored." If you think about it, they're not really favored. The only reason they're favored is they're at home. But if you think about it, you have Leonard Floyd coming at you. You have Aaron Donald coming at you. You have Von Miller coming at you. And I was very surprised, though, that Mike Evans beat his one-on-one coverage for the touchdowns against one of the best corners in football, and Ramsey.
I know.
That was a good-ass play right there. I probably shut him up on his little Twitter account.
Probably.
But, yeah, that's tough when you have a guy like Brady. You're missing your all-pro right tackle. Your left tackle, Donovan Smith's not that good. And the rest of the offensive line's banged up. Gronkowski, even though I put him in my fantasy lineup for the playoffs, I'm thinking, man, they're going to use him as a chip blocker a lot. He's not going to be able to pass that much or catch. They didn't really use him as a catching tight end during that game. But how can you when you have Von Miller wrecking the whole backfield?
They were literally in the backfield like on every play, it seemed like. Like I feel like they're just getting better. That's why I feel like they're going to beat the 49ers. Like I'm going to put my money on that too. But I just feel like the Buccaneers just got dominated so much in that game. Their offensive line, like that's why and then they started to catch things and started getting together, started to mesh well, like they started getting it on. They were getting the ball out quicker. They started figuring it out, but it's too late. And honestly, I just feel like the defense was tired because they were on the field a lot because they kept scoring.
I think that was a testament to Brady, though, getting them back into that game, at least making competitive. I mean, you know how he is. I mean, he's been down a lot of playoff games, and it's starting to look like, man, this might be better than the Super Bowl they came back and won against the Falcons.
Almost.
I mean, and it was a good game. I mean, he fought to the end. Tip off my hat to him. I mean, he's the GOAT. Even if he lost, he's still the GOAT. I mean,
did you see AB put a tweet out? And it said, hold on, someone shared it in my group chat earlier. It had me dying. Someone's like, I didn't know that AB sent that out. He said, Damn, we talk a lot in this thing. Oh, Bucks eliminated, and I don't know if you could see that, but it's AB, that famous thing of AB, him leaving and saying deuces when he left on the sidelines and whatnot. But
Yeah.
he retweeted that and said Bucks eliminated.
Ouch.
I know.
That's not cool. But I know he posted something before the game about him and Brady. I hope you have a good game today and whatever. And it showed him and Brady hugging alongside each other. I think that game could have been different if he was out there.
Maybe, but he wasn't. And now he's already talking about I'm trying to be on another team. He's trying to play with Lamar Jackson.
That's kind of an interesting mesh of a team right there. I wouldn't mind seeing it actually.
Yeah, but are the Ravens going to want to deal with him? Like the fact that he wasn't getting the ball and he got upset about it. He's trying to say that, like, I guess he's trying to say that Tom Brady was helping Gronk get his money, but he wasn't helping him get his money.
He helped him last year get his money.
Huh?
Brady's always been like, he distributes the ball around to whoever's open. If you're not open, you're not getting the ball. Deal with it. And Tom Brady helped him last year get his incentives. He threw to him like 14 times.
If you look at the last few games, though, before his outburst, you could see that Gronk is getting heavily targeted, and you see Brown's targets start to decrease. And I think that's what he was getting frustrated about. And honestly, I feel like he's the type of dude that looks into the media a lot, and I feel like he lets that affect him. And then when people are not talking about him, he like gets it in his head, and he has to be the center of attention on that team. That's why I feel like, not to say that he's toxic, but he's toxic. You put him on your team, he's got a big head, man. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I wish him the best. I hope that he's now like that. I hope that if he does go to like the Ravens and he starts doing good on the Ravens, that you don't hear about this, and he plays for a couple more seasons, and then
I believe in mental health and mental awareness, and stuff like that. And if you have something along the lines like that, you need to get help. As a football fan, though, I will say he hurt the Buccaneers a lot because other than Mike Evans and Scotty Miller, what other receivers do they have?
They're not going to bring him back, though. He won't go back. Bruce Arians he's too stubborn. It's done. He burned that bridge. I already know how.
I don't think Bruce Arians is going to go back.
You don't think he's going to come back to the Bucs?
No, from what I was reading, there was a lot of turmoil within the Bucs organization with the head coach and him. I guess everything wasn't always greener on the inside.
He can come be a coordinator for the Colts.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
What about Tom Brady going to a new team?
Go the Colts.
Would that make you mad if we won a Super Bowl with the Colts?
Oh, why would I be mad if we won a Super Bowl? No, I wouldn't be upset, but it'd be really weird.
Hey, Peyton Manning wins one with you guys and Tom Brady.
The guy despised for 20 years, all of a sudden is on my team. I'm like, if you told me 20 years ago he was going to be on my team, I would be like, fuck you. Like,
you would not, I wouldn't be able to root for him because I don't like the Colts. So I'm like, I'd be really upset. I know you guys would probably be upset at first, but then I'd be super upset. I'm like, fuck, Patriots are going against the Colts. Tom Brady's going against the Patriots. Oh my fucking God, he's in an Indianapolis uniform. I'm like, I don't know what I'd do. The thought of this makes me go crazy. But you know what? The funny thing about it, that could potentially happen.
It could.
You never know.
We'll see how this offseason unfolds. I'm kind of looking forward to the game. Last year I was looking forward to it. This year I'm looking forward to even more. Like, I don't know, just because we had Carson Wentz and I wasn't sold on him in the very beginning, and I'm still not sold on him.
Here.
Back to the Rams.
My blood pressure's up after thinking about that.
Whew. Do you think the Rams are the real deal? You think that they're going to have what it takes to beat the 49ers?
The Rams just did. They limited their ticket sales to just Southern California because the game that the 49ers had to win to make the playoffs, there's nothing but 49er fans at their stadium.
Hey, that's a smart move. Very smart tactic.
So Stanley, the former left tackle for the 49ers, and Frank Gore, they're like, hey, any 49er Rams fans trying to sell Super Bowl tickets, we want to buy all the tickets off you guys and give them to 49er fans.
That's funny.
Yes, but they were serious about it too. So I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Representing your team. So I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool. I think the 49ers are going to win. I like the 49ers representing the NFC in the Super Bowl. I think they got hot at the right time.
Wow. I don't know. I think the Rams got what it takes. All right, moving on. We're going to talk about the Titans. There's a lot of people out there saying that they're a fake number 1 seed. Matter of fact, I hear it in my ear as soon as the game ended because I had picked them to win. I was 1-2-1 this week, and you were 2-1-1. Were they a fake number 1 seed, Danny? Or do you think that they played well enough, but they just didn't have what it takes, and the Bengals were too hot?
Their defense is truly something special. Let's throw out there. They went out of their element. Derrick Henry looked slow. Even though he had a touchdown, did some things. He still don't look like he was completely ready to be out there. I think that hindered the team. I think they tried to put it all on Ryan Tannehill, the pass. Set up the run with your other running back. Set up the play action. A.J. Brown looked great. I think they overkilled for Julio Jones in the offseason. He's an aging veteran now. What did they give, a first or second round pickup for him? Definitely wasn't worth it. Their game plan, run heavy team. And it seemed like they were trying to establish a run that much. Trying to be like a pass happy team. So if you're asking if they're a true number 1 seed to me, no, they should have been like a second or third. I thought it was bad coaching overall. I thought they should have beat the Bagels, but sometimes they had the best coaching out there too.
Yeah, Vrabel is a really good coach. He was in. I mean, I don't know if he's in running for Coach of the Year now. I don't know who's going to get this. Like honestly, every single week, I just something different changes to where it changes my perspective. I'm like, I don't know if he should get it. I don't know, but I think that he did really well this season without Derrick Henry, and the fact that they won so many games, I think maybe he should get it or Matt LaFleur. Those are my 2 picks, but yeah, the Titans, man, like I had them winning. I thought they would just have enough just running the ball the entire time. I feel like they'd be keeping the Bengals off the field, which would give them enough time to, run the clock out and eventually get that W. The Bengals just came to play, man. They're just real hot right now. Honestly, going against the Chiefs, man. Are we going to have another quarterback duel? Like, is it going to be Burrow and Mahomes battling it out again?
I think the Bengals defense is actually playing really well. And I think their secondary is pretty underrated, especially their safeties. So how they've been playing on defense. Bills defense didn't show up that fourth quarter. They had the number 1 defense in football. But it's not about having the best statistical defense, it's about what defense is going to show up when you get hot. And I think the Bengals starting to look hot on the defensive side, playing awesome special teams. And Joe Burrow, man, getting hit 9 times for a sack. Get back up.
9 times, dude. It was insane.
Gets back up. Give him that cigar already. Give him the cigar already because
he still won.
He's so poised in the pocket. Yeah, I didn't have the stats, but he threw for over 300 yards, no touchdowns, interception, whatever. He's a winner. I think he's going to do just fine. I like the Bagels beating them by 10.
Wow. Okay. Well, the previous matchup when it was Mahomes versus Josh Allen, that was probably the most extraordinary game I've ever watched. Like I've watched really good games. I still have Andrew Luck against the Kansas City Chiefs back when they were in the playoffs, and he came back from that huge deficit and won the game. That's my favorite game so far. But this is definitely top 5 in my favorite games. Like it just kept going back and forth and back and forth. That game was it's everything that you wanted. I mean, it's exactly what the NFL would want. Neither of those guys had to quit. Like there was times in the game where I was like, oh man, Josh Allen's got it, man. This guy cannot be stopped. But then I'd be saying the same thing about Patrick Mahomes. And then I was like in the middle of the game, I decided to bet on Tyreek Hill to score a touchdown. I didn't even think I was going to get that bet to hit. And because there was like 53 seconds left in the game, thought I lost. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing this dude catch a pass over the middle, and he's running down the sidelines, giving the peace do symbol to the guy as he's running past him for a touchdown. I was like, wow, this is insane, man. And then they just come right back and they score a touchdown. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then there's 13 seconds left on the clock, and I feel like it's bad coaching. I feel like they should have squib kicked it, but they didn't. They kicked it straight to him, and
Waste some more time off. There's 4 seconds left when he kicked.
oh
like,
yeah, it
hey,
would have been like 4 or 5 seconds, yeah. But no, he gave him 13 seconds, and that's all he needed to tie the game. Crazy, dude. It was just insane. Like, I just couldn't fathom it. I'm like, all right, well, we'll see who's gonna win. Whoever gets the coin toss is probably gonna win. And honestly, do you feel like the NFL should change their OT rules?
I do. It's funny that the Chiefs tried to do it change after they lost the Patriots in OT in 2018, and then their owner declined on getting the OT rule changed, but now it favors them. So I'm like, no. I think every team should have an opportunity to score a touchdown. If it goes past fourth down and they don't score a touchdown, boom. Turnover on downs, they lose. Field goal, no. Touchdown or bust, boom. If the other team scores a touchdown, the other team should have an opportunity. That's fucked. But we'd be saying the same situation at the Bills where they got the touring costs. So it's very flawed of an overtime. We don't really talk about in the regular season. We only really talk about it in the playoffs. And it's like a win or die kind of situation. But that just needs to be changed in general.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I've already talked to a couple of my friends that are defensive buddies, and they don't think it should change. They like it, just for the simple fact that their defense should be the one that stops the offense from scoring, which I get, but it just I feel like both teams should have the opportunity to score. I don't feel like there should even be the offense or defense in there. I feel like it should be up to the kickers. I feel like what they should do is they should have, as soon as the, play hits zero, clock hits zero, they're going to overtime. And you can do your traditional flip the coin to see who goes first, but they'll do the flip the coin, and then that kicker gets to pick which direction they want to kick, whether they want to kick with the win or against the win, And once they get that, they would go on that side. The other kicker has to go on the other side now, and they just kick into the field goals, and they keep backing up until they miss. So they start at the 20-yard line, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and just keep kicking it. And then it'd be up to the kickers whether you win that game or not. So if, he keeps kicking it, that's 3 points, another 3 points, another 3 points, another 3 points. The other guy's kicking it, and he misses it, boom, you already know that you won. You already know because he already missed one. Like if your dude hits all 5 or hits all 6, and then your only dude's he already missed his first one, then you already know the game's over. He doesn't even have to kick anymore. He's done. You know what I mean? Like they could do something like that. I feel like the sudden death thing should be up to the kickers, or maybe they have it to where like the offense has one play that they can do. It's like a 2-point conversion. But the offense gets to try. You could do that choice. Like, all right, well, you have the opportunity to choose whether you want to go for 2 points or if you want to kick for 3 points. And then they're like, oh, I want to kick for 3 points. All right, boom. And then you have 5 chances to try and figure out a way to score with those 2 things. So whether you decide that you want to score with your offense or whether you want to kick with your kicker, whatever you feel more confident in. Something like that.
I'm not against that. I'm not against that at all.
Like a sudden, like just a quick thing, nothing have to drive all the way down the field. Make it something within the 10-yard line. The offense has X amount of times to score a touchdown. You have 5 times. Or instead of that, you kick 3 field goals. One's at 30 yards, one's at 40, one's at 50. If you kick all 3, you're cool. Then you leave it up to the other team. They can either try and score a touchdown or they can try and kick 3 field goals in a row.
It's regardless of what happens, the rule needs to be changed. Anything like that would be interesting, but the rule definitely needs to be changed. I think it'd be better for the NFL, for the fan bases. We can just end all the controversy with OT.
Yeah, I agree, man. So yeah, do you think there's going to be a duel though between Mahomes and Burrow? Do you think, or do you just think that Burrow's going to dominate them? Because you said +10.
+10, I think the defense is going to show up. I think Mahomes is going to get flustered, especially with the defensive line. Safeties are going to play well. They're going to keep Tyreek Hill in check and Kelsey in check. corners are kind of okay. I think it's going to be a lot of Joe Mixon's administration. And they're going to run the football a lot, not to keep the Chiefs off the field, offensively. I think the Jamar Chase is going to have another big game, probably score 2 touchdowns. I think Joe Burrow is going to be smoking cigars after it's all said and done.
So are you going to take the Bengals +7, or you're adding 3 more points? You're going to do the +10. You're going to do like an alternative one.
At a +10 alternative one.
Okay, Danny's taking the Bengals +10. I'm going to take the Chiefs -7. I believe in Patrick Mahomes, and the reason why I believe in Patrick Mahomes is because he's got Andy Reid. Do you know what other team has been to the AFC, or I'm sorry, not even to just to a championship 4 years in a row?
It's probably my Patriots.
Nope. It's actually the Philadelphia Eagles when Andy Reid was there.
I talk about the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan McNabb then.
Yep, 4 years in a row.
So that had to be 2004, 2005, 3-2.
I'm not quite sure. I just know it was 4 years in a row. I have to go back and check those numbers, but I mean those all years. But yeah, like
probably 4, 5, 6, and maybe.
Andy Reid's done it twice. He's been to 4 NFC championships, now 4 AFC championships. I think he actually has a really good quarterback. I think he's got one of the best in the NFL, and that's going to be the reason why they win. I mean, they literally just proved in this game, like, fuck a defense. We literally don't need a defense. We just dueled it out with one of the best quarterbacks. We're set. And honestly, I thought the defense that the Bills had was better than the ones that the Bengals had. That's why I think that the Chiefs are just they're gonna win. I don't think it's gonna be as crazy as this last game was. I feel like it's gonna be a lot lower scoring, not like low scoring in like the 20s, but I think it's gonna be like a 33-30 game or something like that. Something close. But I still think that the Chiefs are gonna win, so I'm gonna take them +7.
We'll see.
Or -7. I'm sorry, -7, because that's what they are. And then, how are you feeling about the Rams versus 49ers? You said you're taking the 49ers, I think I heard
I
you
am
say.
taking the 49ers, my man.
49ers +3.5.
Yes.
It's not a bad bet. I'm taking the Rams -3.5. I just feel like their defensive front, it's just going to mess with Jimmy Garoppolo all game. And that's all you got to do is to disrupt this man, is just keep just messing him up. And you know what the crazy thing is? They're really good at running the ball. You know who is really good at stopping the ball? The Rams. They have Aaron Donald. That man gets double teamed on 70% of his plays, and he's still in consideration for the defensive player of the year. This man
Aaron Donald, best defensive tackle, maybe best defensive player in history.
Literally. Aaron Donald's a fucking animal. He's a beast. He deserves a goddamn ring. So that's why I think he's going to give himself a chance to get that by dominating that offensive line that the 49ers have. You have Leonard Floyd. You got Von Miller. You got Aaron Donald. I could keep going on with all those defensive starters. All they're going to do is just destroy them all game. Jalen Ramsey's going to go. I mean, I don't know if he could put Debo in lock. We're going to find out. But, I mean, if Mike Evans just did that to him, I'm pretty sure Debo could do the same. He's a quick.
Mike Evans a top 5 receiver, though.
I know he's a good route runner, but so is Debo. Debo showed it this year how great of a route runner is and how great of hands he has. He's really good after the catch, and he's been running the ball. He had like the most rushing attempts on the team and yards, I think. But I just think that the Rams will do it. They already got beat by the 49ers early this season. They lost by a field goal, and I think that leaves a sour taste in their mouth, and they're not going to allow that to happen this time, and I think they're going to come out to play. And I think they're one of the hottest teams right now. I think that they're going to the Super Bowl game, and I think it's going to be Chiefs and the Rams. It's going to be one of those action-packed ones that we predicted in the beginning of the season because we thought that they were that great. So, and I'm taking the Rams, -3.5.
Not a bad pick.
Yeah. So I do have a random question. We do have the Giants. They hired Joe Schoen. He's the new general manager. And you said earlier when we were talking about Aaron Rodgers that you don't think they're keeping Danny Dimes. What other quarterbacks you think are going to go there, and who do you think their next head coach is going to be?
Ooh, probably go after either Brian Flores, reassure the defense a little bit. We'll go after one of the Bills' offensive, defensive coordinators, the head coaching gig. Danny Dimes, backup at best.
Yeah, but we're not sure. Like, are we really sure? I don't feel like we've seen everything from Danny Dimes yet.
I mean, that's up to the next head coach and GM. I mean, he's gotten enough opportunities already. I also think Saquon Barkley's gone too.
No. Is this what year is he in? 4 or 5?
I think year 4.
Well, I don't think he's an offer or a free agent this offseason. It might be next season, but I have a feeling that New York might hire Jim Caldwell. The Colts the Colts and the Lions ex head coach. I think he did good in Detroit, but you know how Detroit is. They're very, very hard on their head coaches. I feel like Jim Irsay was just in a bad place at a bad time when he saw that Peyton Manning just had that neck surgery and the entire roster's deficiencies kind of really showed. But he had just inherited this, and he had just took us to the Super Bowl not too long ago. And I feel like
he got hurt there.
Yeah, I feel like they just kicked him out the door, and I feel like we should have kept him a little while longer.
He would have been better with Andrew Luck.
Oh my God, we would have been really good, dude.
Oh man,
he might have actually stayed and not retired. But I don't know, man. I don't feel like we've seen the last of Danny Dimes yet, man. I just feel like we haven't seen everything yet. I guess you're right. It is up to the new head coach and the new general manager. But there's really no one, that anyone's been talking about that's coming from the college level that sounds first round pick. Like no one's screaming that. No one's screaming that, there's an excellent quarterback coming out of this draft. So that's why I feel like they're still going to stick with Danny Dimes, or they'll try to, get like Aaron Rodgers or something like that. But I highly doubt it because the roster it's just shit. There ain't much talent on it at the moment. Compared to all the other teams in the league and whatnot. But yeah.
We'll see.
We shall see, man. But man, it's been a good show, man. I appreciate you being on, man. It's going to be one hell of a weekend. Later on this week, I'm probably going to have Shauna join the show. She's going to give us our picks. She might be on tomorrow. I'm going to try and look for some Chiefs, Bengals, maybe some 49ers and Rams fans, see if they want to come on the show and give their take on what they think is going to happen, this weekend with their teams and, give them a chance, show their fan side of things. I had Nate on the show last week on Friday. He was very entertaining to watch, man, very funny. And, he had his Titans flag in the background, had his Titans jersey on, man. He was already geared up and ready to go. He's really believing in his Titans, man. And then I had Devon on the show. He was talking about Francis Ngannou and a couple other fights and whatnot. But we're going to get some more guests on here soon. I want to get more people that are, more educated in those types of fields and can talk about it. When football's over, it'll probably be towards the end of February when we start doing this, but I'm going to get more into the music side of things and bring some music onto the show that we should talk about because I might be switching platforms. I don't know yet, but where we can talk to, local artists in the area. If they want to come on the show, we can promote their music on the show and talk about that artist, and it's not just music. It could be art itself, people that sing, all types of talents, man, and then if we can find some high school level football players or baseball players or basketball players that are going into college, that are going to some big name schools, maybe we can get them on the show and talk about their experience, and their struggles that they've gone through to get to the places that they've gone to. But, this show's gonna grow here soon, man. I just gotta get some new things going. I want to get our fucking goddamn song on this show, but I don't know. This platform doesn't have a way of inputting audio, so that's why I'm looking for a new one. But I appreciate you being on the show, Danny. You have a wonderful night, man. All right.
You too, buddy. Thank you. All right.
All right, guys. Later, everyone. Deuces.